The Crumleys have a new team of lawyers, and their defense is trying to get them a new bond hearing. So their original bond was set at $500,000. So I have some audio that I want you to listen to. Let's see, here we go. Talk about your concerns with this bond, the new bond coming out. How concerned are you that it might be changed, and what are your thoughts on that? I'm not concerned at all. I have in my view, the best lawyers in the state behind me, part of our team. We're prepared. We're going to argue vigorously that they should remain detained based on the fact that they when the charges were issued, didn't turn themselves in and they tried to flee, and the seriousness of the crime. So I'm not concerned. Is there more evidence you can share with us about the fleeing? We heard a lot from the other side. They're not fleeing. They're not fleeing. Could you tell us more about that? Not at this time. I'm sure you probably know all the facts that you need to know, and we're really focused right now on the prosecution and both of these cases. Well, I have you, prosecutor. Can you comment more about this Figer filing about the alleged suppression of some of the evidence in the civil case? The allegation on your side about that? I have not communicated with Mr. Figer, and I don't plan to. My focus is this prosecution. We're going to treat this case like we do every other case. We will release documents and evidence the moment. It won't impact our prosecution, but our focus is on the victims in this case, in this prosecution. So I'm not going to concern myself with the civil suit. We are in communication with school officials as well as all other witnesses. Because we are preparing to go to preliminary exam and prosecute this case. So I'm focused on victims, and to the extent that there's some dispute going on with Mr. Figer, it has nothing to do with me. Can you elaborate what you've addressed in court seeking the delay in terms of the growth of the evidence you need to review? You said, I believe, about 25% through it. Can you give us a little more in regard to what you're seeing, whether it's more video evidence, more witness testimony, what you're looking through? It's like nothing this county or state, arguably in state court, has ever seen. We had over 300 officials respond that day, 26 law enforcement agencies. We have police narratives, we have digital evidence, we have video evidence, and we have viewed a lot of it, certainly enough to establish the charges here. But there's also more investigation that needs to be done. There were hundreds of children in that school that day. So we feel we owe it to the victims and that community to delay long enough so that we can A, properly prepare, and B, give them time to heal to the extent that's possible, because we're going to meet with them. The prosecution normally doesn't ask for adjournments. The defense also wanted an adjournment. But in this case, we are going to do things right. And if that takes some time, then that's what we're going to do. But is there a redundancy element to it at some point? Do you know what you know and you're prosecuting off of it? Or is there something obviously you think to be gained by going through this volume of material? I and the people behind me are going to look at every single report and every single photo and every single digital evidence from any kind of electronic tablet, because we owe that to the victims in this case. But it's interesting. Yes. Okay. So that was the prosecutor talking, and she's against giving the Crumleys any new bond for them to get out of jail because of the fact that they attempted to run. When they claimed they were going to turn themselves in, they didn't do that. They ran and were found in a building in Detroit. So their new defense team is trying to get them a new bond hearing set for the parents, James and Jennifer Crumley, and they are facing involuntary manslaughter charges for their role in the November 30th mass shooting that left 4 students dead and 7 others injured, including a teacher. According to prosecutors, the Crumleys 4 days earlier bought the gun that was used in the massacre. Their son Ethan, you're not even thinking about him. He got a public defender, y'all. They're not thinking about him. And he's facing first degree murder, terrorism charges for his alleged actions that day. The Cromleys appeared in court shackled at the hands and feet, and they were in the 52-3 District Court in Rochester on Tuesday. Judge Julie Nicholson postponed their preliminary examination to February 8th to give both sides more time to sort through the massive volume of discovery and evidence. The couple said very little beyond confirming that they agreed to have their preliminary exam postponed, and they wanted to share the same lawyers. They did not sit side by side, but rather were separated by their attorneys and occasionally glanced at each other. The Crumleys and their son are all housed at the Oakland County Jail, though none have any communication with the other. The bond hearing for the parents is set for January 7th. Wow, the same day as the McMichaels. What's going on January 7th, y'all? They got the same date as the McMichaels. It's going to be a pretty good day. I'm going to have to watch this stuff. James and Jennifer Crumley brief court appearance came one day after a judge refused to move their son from an adult jail into a juvenile facility, despite pleas from his defense team that the teen's emotional and mental well-being may be harmed in an adult facility. They ain't gonna let him out of there. This is someone who has never been in trouble before. This is not someone who has a history of assaulting kids. He didn't assault kids, he murdered other kids. And other negative contact with his peers. This is one isolated incident. Well, it's one hell of an isolated incident. He murdered 4 people. All right. And Ethan Crumley's lawyer, Paulette Lofton, argued during a hearing Monday. So it looked like he appeared on video. He was not physically in the courtroom like his parents were. Her comments drew a sharp rebuke from the Oakland County Assistant Prosecutor, Mark Kest. Calling this an isolated incident, frankly, does not do it justice. This was a mass murder at a school. Judge, it was planned. It was premeditated. The judge said that considering the circumstances of the case, it was appropriate to keep Ethan Crumley in the county jail. So they're not moving him to a juvenile detention center. That's what they're saying. He will not be moved. He will remain in custody in an adult prison. All right. So look like they both made appearances this past week. Okay. All right, y'all. Please tell me what you think. I mean, I don't think any of them should get out of jail, but we shall see what kind of decision the judge will make to give them a new bond hearing. They all need to stay in jail as far as I'm concerned. None of them need to get out. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.